Hello everyone, it's Danzen here. So we are currently on day 20 in 100 days of code challenge in free code camp. Let's just go straight into the next module, which is add looping logic to your code using the do while and while statements in C#. So basically, we're going to learn about do while and while statements. Since yesterday, we are just learning about the for statements, which is pretty powerful in programming language and programming structure. So yeah, we know that in the for statement there are like three essential position that you have to specify, which are the initializer and then completion condition, and finally it should be iterator. So initial and then, or just let's say precondition, and then the condition in the middle one, and then the final one is the increment or decrement. So let's just get into it and let's just get started. Introduction first. Okay, let's just go ahead in the introduction here. As we have said several times in previous modules featuring iteration and decision statements, there are several techniques you can use to accomplish similar result. Just like written and spoken language, in programming language, you can express the same idea in different ways. Even so, its expression may have nuance different in meaning. The do while and while statement allow us to control the flow of code execution by looping through a block of code until a condition is met. When working with the for each statements, we iterate once for each item in sequence, such as an array. The first statement allows us to iterate predetermined number of times and control the process of iteration. The do while and while statement allow us to iterate through a block of code with the intent that the logic inside of the code block will affect when we can stop iterating. Suppose you want to accept the process user input, you want to continue accepting and processing input until the user press the keyword for quit. You can use the do while and while statement to keep iterating through a logic to accept user input and process it until the user is ready to stop. So basically in this module, you will use the do while statement and the while statement to iterate through code block. You'll understand when to choose one over the other. Sometimes we will just confuse when to use the do while and what should I use the while loops, because there are literally two loop statement, which is do while and while, but I'm still confused when should I use one of them and when should I use another one. So basically that's the case. You will use the continue statement to skip. Okay, so here there's a new keyword here, which is continue statement to skip processing the remainder of the code in the code block and go directly to the Boolean evaluation of the while statements. So this is to skip processing the remainder of the code block in the code block and go directly to the Boolean evaluation of the while statements. So pretty useful, I guess. By the end of this module, you will be able to confidently use the do while and while statement to add looping logic to your application. So here is essentially our learning objectives for today. Starting from do while, that is possible to iterate through a code block. Also while, the same thing, but the only difference, there's a do here. Let's just see later in these units, so we will get an idea what is going on with do and without do. And then yeah, continue statement to step directly to the Boolean evaluation, which means the while statement, I guess. So before you continue in this module, which is about do while and while statement, I suggest you finish this one first. If statement, you understand the if statements, you understand what is for each and for iteration statements, and then you also have a good amount of understanding Boolean expression, and then what's going to be system random class and this method random.next. That means you can already know how to specify, how to initialize object, initialize an instance in the class, such as random.next with the parenthesis in methods. So yeah, let's just get started. And okay, our second unit, create do and while iteration. On the surface, the do while and while statements are yet another iteration statement that allows you to iterate through a code block and thereby change the flow of execution of your code. However, once we examine how it works, we can better identify the nuance of its iteration statement and when to use them. Okay, so basically, what is the do while statement? The do while statement is a statement that executes a statement or a block of statement while specified Boolean expression evaluate to true. Okay, because the expression is evaluated after each execution of the loop, the while loop executes one or more times, just like this. Here you want to specify you want to put do up here, and then you open and close curly braces. Then you want to put what kind of statements that you want to put. After that, we're gonna put the while statements down here after the do statements. So yeah, this is basically the general way to, the standard way to how the do while format is. At least you follow this and you'll be fine. Okay, so the flow of execution start inside of the curly braces. Starting from here, the code executes at least one times, even though we know that, let's say, the statement is false, but since the condition, the statement is put it before the condition check, that means whatever the condition is, it will iterate one times before it will check the condition. So yeah, by hard coding the Boolean expression to true, we have created an infinite loop, a loop that will never end, at least not as it's currently written. Wait, why this is infinite loop? So I guess because the condition is always true and never become false, that means this statement will be executed infinitely, because as we see here, the condition is always true and never become false. So that's why it makes sense. It will create an infinite loops. All right. We'll need a way to break out of the loop inside of the code block. We'll discuss the exit criteria of the do while in a bit. Okay, now let's prepare our coding environment and begin our examination of code samples that implement a do while statement. So prepare our coding environment. So let's just go straight in the Visual Studio Code here, as usual. So this is just my previous stuff. It's not really important for you. Okay. Or if you're still confused how to prepare the coding environment, just check on module 2. No, not module 2. Module 1 in the part 2. There's a tutorial how you install the coding environment here. Like you install the Visual Studio Code first, and then the .NET SDK version 8, and then how to configure the extension. There are basically 4 extensions that you have to install in the Visual Studio Code, and then you'll want to play with the terminal and just like command line. So yeah, and you will build the .NET there and ready to code. Okay, so let's go ahead to the next section here. Write a do while statement to break when a certain random number is generated. Let's write code that will keep generating random number between 1 and 10 until we generate the number 7. Okay, so basically we're gonna keep adding random numbers until we generate the number 7. It could take just one iteration to get a 7. It could take a dozen of iteration, or probably until 100 it's possible, because it's random, right? Let's just copy this and paste, and we'll see what will happen in this program. What will be the output, and hopefully we get the 7 value in the first place. So okay, let's just run this. Okay, it took like probably 20 or more iteration until I got 7. So let's just try again. Hopefully we got 7. Okay, it takes smaller amount rather than before. So okay, it's better. So the first thing up here, you want to specify, you want to initialize the class first, which is random. Random is considered as class, but because random is considered as stateful, not a stateless like math and something else. Math is stateless and random is stateful. You have to create an instance of class just like this. This is what we call an object, and the object name is random as well, just like the class. It's probably to make easier to read, to understand what is this object. And then you want to make new random like this. This is just the standard format. Okay, and after that we can use this object random, and then down here we want to specify a variable that has data type of integer, and we set a value of 0. And then down here we got do, and then some block of code that will do random numbers from 1 to 10. The minimum is 1 and the maximum should be 10. This is not 11. Yeah, if you see the documentation, minimum value, why the minimum value is 1, because minimum value definition in this context is greater or equal than, but the maximum value in this definition in this context is less than only, not less than or equal, but it's about less than only. That's the definition of max value in this context of next method. So after that, we want to print out the current here. So basically, we want to print the random number that we have set from 1 to 10. So we will get random number from 1 to 10 should be here. Okay, but after that, we gonna check the condition. If the current is not equal to 7, then we're gonna keep continuously loop this block of code again and again until current is equal to 7. Then it will stop the loops here. So I hope you understand what I mean. This is pretty basic and simple to understand, hopefully. Okay, understandable. So you will get similar like this for the output. Okay. A key learning for this first task is that the code block of a do while loop will execute at least once, and it could iterate a large number of times. Okay. So do while will execute 1 times, right? It could iterate a large number of times, and it is unlikely that we know ahead of time how many iterations there will be, because it's random. once again. It's also important to notice that the code inside of the code block is influencing whether to continue iterating through the code block or not. The code inside of the code block. Yeah, so basically code block inside of this can influence the condition like this, because we specify the current as random, then we will just influence the condition here, and the current here value is random too. So basically block of code here can influence the condition. Yeah, and I guess vice versa, or no, not vice versa. I think this is already good. All right. A code block that influences that the exit criteria is a primary reason to select a do while or while statement rather than one of the other iteration statements. Both the for each and for rely on factors that are external to the code block to determine the number of code block iteration. Wait, I need to understand what this means. It's almost important to notice that the code inside of the code block is influencing whether to continue iterating through the code block or not. What do you mean by influencing whether to continue? Whether to continue iterating, okay, or not. Okay, whether to continue or not, yeah. A code block that influences the exit criteria is a primary reason to select a do while. Oh yeah, because it changed the value every iteration. Oh, so, okay, I got it. The exit criteria is primary reason to select do while statement rather than why. Wait, select do while or while rather than for each and for. Why? For each and for, let's say for is only rely on factors that are external to the code block to determine the number of code block iteration. Why is that? Let's say for let's say integer I is equal to, oh, this is the initializer, and then we want the completion condition like this, probably 7. Okay, and then the increment I plus plus, and there you go. So that means, okay, I see there. I see. Okay. So while and do while inside here, the block of code can influence the condition here after that or before that. After that, if you use do while first, before that, if you use while first. So this is okay. Block of code here, the current variable is influencing the condition value right here. So that makes sense. So do while and while do while and while loop can be influenced from internal, but for and for each should be influenced from external. So in order you want to set the value in this variable I, you have to probably you want to set it first from external like this. Integer I is equal to 9, and then there you go. You just did an external influencing from the outside. but it's impossible to influence from internal just like this. So yeah, we gonna just put the condition like this, current, and then or just current here is impossible. Okay, I got the point there. Both of the for each and force rely on factors that are external to the code block to determine the number of code block iteration. Okay, that actually makes sense. Do, while, and while can be influenced from internal, but for and for each can only be influenced from external, no matter what. Okay, next session, write a while statement that iterates only while a random number is greater than some value. While statement. Now we're going to write the while statements. Before we just write the do while, and right now is while for the first place. So basically we're gonna check the condition first before we execute the block of code over and over again. Just like here, down here. Let's just copy this guy and then, oh, it's commented, so it will so the C# will skip this. All right. So okay, let me examine first. This is basically random, and then we got random number for current variable, and then since. Okay, so while and do while can be influenced from internal and external, just like this. Okay, see there. Also that makes sense. While current is random, it could be 2, it could be 4. Okay, let's say it's for the first iteration is 4, then it will execute this block of code, print out the current, and then it will be random again. Okay. Okay. Let's say 2. So it will goes back up here and check the condition again because the current is set to 2, and on the next iteration, that means the second iteration, since the 2 is not greater or equal than 3, then this block of code will not be executed, or this guy will be skipped and continue down here. Okay, so we got the last number of this current should be 2. Okay, that's just one of example there. So it must be less than 3 in order this line of code can print out. So okay, last number is 2. Wow. Okay, I'm just guessing actually. Okay, note here, in this case we position the while keyword and the boolean expression before the code block. As you can see here, yeah, while keyword and the boolean expression, or just let's say the condition, this is boolean expression or just the synonym of condition, before we put there before the block of code. This changed the meaning in the code and act as gate to only allow the flow execution to enter if the boolean expression evaluates to true. So that's basically, so if we set the current is 2, then it's easy. We will not see the iteration here and just go straight print out the current numbers just like that. It will be 2, right? Because the current is not, it doesn't set to random. That means we got this skip it and go immediately to down here, and we got the last number from here. So that's it. Okay, pretty similar. This is the output. You have to try it yourself. Okay. Take a minute to review your code. At the top of code, we use random to initialize our integer variable name current. Our next active code line is our while statements. Random initials to here, initials to integer, right? Current. Our next active code line is our while statement. This is our active code. Our while statement will iterate based on Boolean expression current greater or equal than 3. We don't know what the value will be assigned to current, but there are possibilities that affect our while loop. If the current is initialized to a value greater than or equal to 3, then the Boolean expression will return true and the flow of execution will enter the code block inside the code block. So the first thing that we do is write the value of the current to the console. Okay. Next, write the value of the current to the console. Okay, you can see here. This is print out and make a new line, and then print out the current value just like this. This is a sequence of random numbers generated from this guy. And then next, still inside the code log, we update the value of the current with a new random value. Okay, we make a new random value again, instead just using it one time, but this is just looping many times, just depend on while depends on the condition is true in while statements. So that's it. At this point, control goes back to the top of the while statement. Go back up here again. While statement where the Boolean expression is evaluated. This process continues until the Boolean expression returns to false and the flow of execution breaks from the code block. So, okay, if this is still true for its condition, then we just looping this over and over again until the condition will become false. Then, okay, and then the while statement will be finished, and then continue down here and print out the last message here. All right. If the current is initialized at the top of our code to a value less than 3, the Boolean expression will return false immediately, just like we did before, like this. Then, okay, and the code block will never execute. Yeah. As you can see here, just like we did before, this guy, it didn't execute it because last number, because current at the first place is set to 2, even though we know it's random, but we got value of 2, and then while check that 2 is not greater or equal than 3, then this guy will not be executed, and then go last message here. All right. Pretty simple, right? The final code lines write the value of current to the console. This code runs whether the iteration code block was executed or not, and is our chance to write the final value of current to the console. Okay, so basically this is what I'm talking about. The final message. If code block was executed or not is our chance to write the final value of current to the console. No matter while it's true or false, this last message will be executed no matter what, because there's something that blocked this line of code. It's outside of this loop, just like this. You understand? This is basically inside of the scope of main methods. You know, main methods. Main method is here. Let me show you to you. Let me show to you. Main method in C#. This is what I mean by main method. Static void main string using arrays and args. I don't know what is this. Probably arguments. So basically, down here we just put it probably here. The scope is inside the static void main, or just let's say main methods. So this is not loop. This is not kind of loop. This is just only executed one times, just like if statements. It will execute it one times, and there you go, and it's done. And we'll go skip down there. So alright, let's find out what is continue statement. I haven't done with the continue statement. To step directly to the Boolean expression. Okay, so probably it will skip the remainder of line of code, probably. In certain cases, we want to short circuit the remainder of the code in the code block and continue to the next iteration. We can do that using the continue statements. Use the Visual Studio Code Editor to update your code as follows. So copy and just get straight paste into it. And then this is pretty same. New instance, and then declaration, and then do and while statements. Comment that one, unnecessary. So we will just focus on this, and especially this line of code, because we see a new keyword here that is about continue. What's going on with continue, and how it works. And yeah, I just wonder how it works. So let me guess first. So it starts from do this one time, and then after that we want to check the condition. Okay, let's start. So the current is set to random number starting from 1 to 10, and then we want to check if the value, which is 1 to 10, is equal to or is greater or equal to 8, then it will continue. Okay, and then it will continue. If it not, then it will not continue. Do you mean by that? Wait, let's say if the current value is 7, then it will skip this. And okay, I guess this guy will skip the entire loop at that iteration, and then goes up here again and go to the next iteration. I guess it's like that. Okay, let's just run this program and see how it works. Okay, starting from 42215. Four two two 1566226 So yeah, probably I think I was wrong about this. So yeah, if the current number is less than or equal less than 8, just like this, then it will print out this. I mean, it will continue. Oh, what it means continue, not continue down here, but continue to the next iteration straight away. Okay, so it's not continue to the next line of code, but basically this continue keyword is talking about continue to the next iteration. So let's say if you are on the first iteration, then this statement, this line of code will continue to the second iteration and skip this line of code. C# will not read this if the continue is activated at that iteration. Okay, so I got it what it means. So yeah, basically we will never get numbers that greater or equal than 8 no matter what. What about wait, let me test first. So yeah, we will never get numbers that will greater or equal than 8. Okay, understandable. Okay, so that's how the continue work in the do while statements. It will influencing the do while looping process. All right. Take a minute to review your code. Notice that we have switched back to a do while, and do while ensure that the loop will iterate at least once. The first thing that we do inside the code block is to assign a new random value to current. Inside of the code block is to assign a new random value to current. Where's the new random value? A new random value. Oh yeah, right here. Assign to random value. Assign a new random value to the currents. Okay, next we check to see if the current is greater than or equal than 8, which is here. If this expression is returns to true, the continue keyword will transfer control to the end of the code block, and the while will evaluate current. Okay, it just keep this guy, not this guy as well. So it's only the remainder of the code block inside of the do while statement, but not the condition here. So if the condition is, if the continue statement is activated, it will only skip the remainder of the block code here, but not the condition here. Okay, so understand. So the loop will continue to iterate as long as the value of current is not equal to 7. Because if the current has a number of 7, then this means it's false, right? It's false. And then because it's false, then the iteration will stop there, right? The key to this step of the exercise is the line of code containing the continue keyword. Is the line of code containing the continue. Okay, that's why we never see numbers that greater or equal than 8, because of the continue keyword there. And its condition here. With if statement, don't forget that you cannot just put continue without if statement, if I'm not wrong. Okay, since our code that writes the value of current to the console is located after the if current, and this is condition, and then continue keyword. Oh, okay, it means here, right? Our code ensures that a value of current that is greater than or equal to 8 will never be written to the output window here. Let's try it out. Whoops. Okay, so here this is the output. As you can see, this is pretty same, just like what I did before. We will never see a number greater than 8. You'll likely see different result than what is displayed below. However, you will not see any values 8 or greater in the output window before the code's execution ends with the value 7. Okay. Also, it will always ends up with 7 as a final value. Consider the difference between the continue and break statements. Okay, as you saw in this last step, the continue statement transfer execution to the end of the current iteration. This behavior is different than the behavior we saw with the break statement. The break statement terminate the iteration or just switch transfer control to the statement that follows the terminated statement. If there is no statement after the terminated statement, okay, if there is no statement, then control transfer to the end of the file or method. So let's test this out. If we replace the continue with break, what will happen? I'm just curious what will happen there. .NET run and then wow, I guess because we got number greater than 8, then this iteration will be break or just stop immediately, and we will never get the display or just print out anything in the console application here. So okay, let's test again. We still got nothing there. We still got nothing, bro. Okay, I think we want to we want to display first, so I can know what the output here. All right. Two to 9. All right. So this is how a break work. I see there. So it iterates like 3 times. Okay. To make sure it different than the bottom one here, I want to put some symbol here, probably here, to make sure it's different. Okay, it's actually work. It's actually work. Actually, it's work. Like 6, 6, 3, 3, 3. Okay. So if current should be less than 8, in order we can print this out to the console. Okay, let's check this out again without displaying this. Okay, we got 5. I need more numbers, please. Why? I got very bad numbers there. I got 2. Again, this. Why always got greater than 8, bro? 7 again. Okay, 1, 5, 5, 1. Okay, it's 4 again. Okay, we got so many of them. Okay, just like that. I mean, I'm not satisfied with the current that has to be less than 8, because the proportion of numbers that greater than or equal than 8 and numbers that less than 8 is very much different. Numbers that less than 8 is of course have a more percentage rather than numbers that greater or equal than 8. So that's why. Wait. So break means it will break this loop. It means break this loop and go ahead to the next instruction. But if we put continue here, it will just skip the remainder here and go back up. I mean, check the condition first and go back up here again and again and again. So that's it, the difference between break and continue. And then we go to recap here. Let's see. Probably we get a better idea with seeing the recap here. There's a few important ideas you should take away from this unit. The do while statement iterates through a code block at least once. At least once, yeah, remember that. It's different than while statements or while loop, and might continue to iterate based on Boolean expression or just the condition inside of the do while. The evaluation of the Boolean expression usually depends on some value generated or just retrieved inside of the code block. So it can be influenced inside of the code block or internally. The while statement evaluates a Boolean expression first, so it checks the condition first and then continues to iterate through the code block as long as the Boolean expression evaluates to true. The continue keyword to step immediately to the Boolean expression. To step immediately, okay. Step immediately to right here. So remainder will be skipped no matter what if the continue is true. Okay, now let's check here which of the following correctly describe a behavior of either a do while or while iterative statements. Which one is describing about this? Okay, do while statement execute a code block 0 or more times. No, not 0. It must be greater than 1, so this must be wrong. Execute a code at least once. This one is correct. What about this? While statement execute a code block at least once. No, not necessarily 2. It can be 0 or more times. So this is the correct answer. The developer needs to capture user input inside the loop. Okay, let's get to capture user input inside a loop. So there's a read line inside, probably here, inside the loop. The user enter the keyboard combination Control plus Escape to exit the iteration when they are done entering information, which is the best iteration statement for this purpose. Okay, the user enters the keyboard combination. I think it should be do while, probably. Because one times, yeah. The user enter the keyboard combination Control plus Escape to exit the iteration when they are done entering the information. So I think it's better to iterate more than one, because if it's while, then we cannot type control plus escape, or is it while? If it's while, we cannot capture any user input inside the loop, because if the while condition is already false, the user inputs is no way, it's impossible to put inside of the loop because the while condition is already wrong. And since the condition inside of the while is already wrong, then that loop statement will be skipped and go to the next instruction below. So do while is the correct answer, I guess. So probably just like this. User input control plus escape. Okay, and then while input, or just let's say user input something here, and then while. Okay, input is control plus escape. Bro, this is very annoying. When input is equal to, when user type control plus escape, then it will no, it should be not with negation. Okay, when input is other than control plus escape, then user can input infinitely, but if the user input the control plus escape, then there you go, the user can exit the loop, can exit the iteration statements, just like that. So hopefully this one is the correct one. Yes. Okay, it's challenge here. What is going this about? Complete a challenge activity using do and while iteration statements. Okay, do and while iteration. Code challenge reinforce what you learn and help you gain some confidence before continue. Role-playing game battle challenge. It's about role-playing game battle. Then some role or just RPG, the player character battles non-play characters. Yes, we know that, which are usually monster, or just let's say the bad guys. Sometimes a battle consists of each character generating a random value using dice, and that value is subtracted from the opponent's health score. Random value using dice, and the value is subtracted. Okay, like probably like when the opponents or just the enemy attack you, then your health will be lowered, will be subtracted by how much the amount of attack power, something similar like that. Once either character's health reach 0, they lose the game or just the player will die. In the challenge, we boil down that interaction to its essence. A hero and a monster start with the same health score. During the hero's turn, so basically their hero and their monster here. Let's say Same health score. We don't know how much this health score there, but during the hero's turn, they generate a random value. Okay, generate a random value that is subtraction from the monster health. They generate a random value. Oh, basically the hero wants to attack the monster, and the monster health will be subtracted by the attack power from the hero. Okay, I think that's the point. If the monster health is greater than 0, they take turn and attack the hero. As long as both the hero and the monster have health greater than 0, the battle resumes.
Resumes.
Not just what is that? Resume.
Resume.
That's how you pronounce resume. All right. All right. So basically, this is our code challenge. Right. Probably mini scratch or mini Unity game about the RPG role playing games for hero and the monster. Write code to implement the game rules. So in order to make a good game, we need to specify the game design first. I guess this is the rules or just the algorithm in order you make the code better, and you know what is the goal of this game by stating the rules first. Basically, this is the system design. So that's why I think in interview there is a system design test in order to assess someone's skill. And of course, that's an essential skill for a senior developer or someone that wants to advance more in their career. They have to learn about system design. This is much more like system design that's already created by Microsoft tutorial, and our task is just implementing the rules here by making the code. So usually junior developer implementing the rules, implementing the system design that given from the senior developer. And senior developer is more about managing their junior developer or just making the system design and explaining to the junior one. I guess that's the case. I guess that's the how senior and junior works probably. Okay, so this is the rules. You must use either the do while statement or the while statement as an outer game loop. Okay, do while or the while statement as an outer game loop. The hero and the monster start with 10 health points. So hero and monster got 10 XP. All attacks are a value between 1 and 10. It's basically just like dice rolling. It can be 1 until 10, like we did before, with using the random methods, random object, and we can get a random value with the minimum and maximum value specified there, and we want to specify it as 1 to 10. I mean 1 to 11 because the maximum value it should be 11 in order to get the maximum value of 10. Okay, the hero attacks first. Okay, so we attack first. Print the amount of health the monster lost and their remaining health. Alright, if the monster health is greater than 0, it can attack the hero. Print the amount of health the hero lost and their remaining health. So after the hero attack, okay, print the monster health. Okay, this is two variable here. the amount of health the monster lost, the amount HP lost, and their remaining health. Alright. If the monster health is greater than, and then we want to check again, probably with if statements here. If the monster health is greater than 0, it cannot take the hero. So it switch up to hero turns, or just it will be second turn. Print the amount of health the hero lost and the remaining health, basically the same like the fifth rules here. 7 rules is same like 5 rules. Okay, continue the sequence of attacking until either the monster health or hero's health is 0 or less. And then we want to print out who is the winner. It's either the hero or the monster. Okay, ensure you have run the program.cs. Okay, let's see what should be the output here. So monster was damaged and lost 1 health and now has 9 health. Okay, let's just wait a moment. What is this one? Okay, since the code use random numbers and the outcome, okay, times is up. Okay, probably a little bit about this after I finish this unit. I will take a break. Okay, since the code use random numbers, and the outcome is different each time, your results are different than the output displayed above. So what is point there? What is the point this sentence means is you probably will get random numbers of a message here. You will not see the same message like in this code snippet, but that's all right because at least you following the rules and you will be fine. However, you can use this as an example of the output your code should generate. Okay. Okay, let's start making this pretty fun to make. First of all, we want to specify. We want to create an instance of class first, which is random, and then let's say the object is random. I want to call the object is random because it's pretty easy to identify. And then this is just the basic format of how you create an object. And then after that, we want to attack probably. Attack power. Attack power. Oh, looks good. Okay. Attack power will be random. And then next in. And then we want to know next integer. Not next integer, sorry. This will be the next. And then the minimum value, it should be between 1 and 10. So 1 and 11, because here you have to read this first. The exclusive upper bound of the random number return max value must be greater than or equal to minimum value. All right. The range of return values includes minimum but not max value. Wait, I have to see this first. What's going on here? This Here, max value must be greater than or equal to 0. Return a non-negative random integer that is less than the specified max. Okay, less than and not equal. So that's the difference, right? So after I declare this variable, what I want to do is the hero and monster start with 10 health points. Okay. Integer hero health. Let's just say hero health should be equal to 10, and then the monster health should be equal to 10 as well. All attacks are a value between 1 and 10. Yes, I already specified this with attack power variable. And then next rule is the hero attacks first. So, okay. So what I have to do is probably using the attack power. Wait, how do you actually... Wait. Okay, I think while, yeah, we will use while monster health is greater than 0. I mean, the hero health is greater than or equal than 0, then it will have an output. I mean, it will have a statement of the hero attacks first. Attack power. So how we gonna attack that? So it will be monster health. Probably like this. Alright. This is what this one is random. Attack power is random. While hero health is greater than 0, then monster health will be subtracted by random amount of attack power that given from the hero. So okay, let's just make this comment as hero attack. And then okay, then so the monster health it will be subtracted by attack power. Okay, we know that, and then it will check again if the hero, or just let's see, if the monster health is less than, or I mean greater or greater than 0, then we want to monster health. This one should be hero health, probably. Hero health. Okay, print the amount of health the monster lost and their remaining health. Okay, don't forget that we have to print the amount of health the monster lost and their remaining health. So it will be console. Wait, let's just see here. See this? Console.write. And then don't forget to use interpolation. It will be like this. Monster was damaged and lost 1 health and now has 9 health. So yeah, this one is should be monster health. And then this is the what could I say there? Remaining health. Okay. Let's say remaining health. All right. Monster remaining. Wait, not the remaining, but monster lost health. Wait, I don't have to specify that, but we can use just the attack power right away. And because the value should be the same. So it should be like this, console.write line. Okay. While hero health is greater than 0, or probably or n, probably using ampersand, because if one of them has reached 0, then we will not gonna continue this loop over and over again, because if one of the sub expression is above false, that means one of them, either hero or monster, will be loose. If they are loose, then the game should be end and there should be winner, and we want to print out the who is the winner. That's the basic. Okay, monster health. Monster health. First up, monster got attacked by hero. Okay. And after attack, we want to know the remaining health of the monster and the attack power that given from the hero to the monster. Okay. And then after that, we already did this and we did this and print amount already. Now right this. Now this one, if the monster health is greater than 0, it can attack hero. Probably like this. What about continue? Just like this. How you can specify continue here? Probably with like this. Okay. Hero health. So hero health should be subtracted by attack power. So okay, I got it. So if monster health is greater than 0, it will continue to the next iteration. So I think this should be vice versa, or just let's make it like this. If the monster health is less than or equal to 0, then it will continue to the next iteration. If the monster health is greater than 0, then it will do the statements, the remaining statement. Okay, I got it. So this one should be work because hero attack the monster first. Should be like this, but I think for its readability it doesn't seem good. Let me clean the code later on, but right now I will just focus on how to make this work first. After that we can make the code more readable. So okay, monster was damaged to, okay, and then hero here was damaged to, was damaged and was damaged. How do you pronounce damaged?
damage,
Was damaged and lost with attack power that given from monster health, and now has this one should be replaced by hero health. Wait. Sorry, disruption a little bit from the outside. Okay, I think we can continue. Okay, I think we have to replace the monster health with, of course, with the hero health, and hero was damaged and lost health, and now has pretty similar like this. So basically, this is the remaining here. All right, hero health. After it display, hero health. Okay, what should I do after that? Print the amount of health the hero less. Okay, I'm done about that. Continue the sequence of attacking until either the monster health or hero health is 0 or less, just like this. And then print the winner. It should be put outside of the loop in order to see who is the winner. So we're gonna print out the winner. Should be right here. So that right line. Okay, so the winner is hero wins. This is the format that is given. I just need to change this one. Hero wins. Well, hero health. Okay, wait a little bit here. While hero health. All right. What if I make another if statement here? If, let's say, if monster health is less than or equal than 0, then it will print out this. And then else if hero health, or just let's say this monster health is less than or equal than 0, then we want to print out this. Wait, this should be monster. Wait. Monster health is here, and then hero health should be here. Okay, let's check on the terminal section there. .NET run. Monster was damaged and lost 10 health and now has 0 health. Oh, that's very critical damage, critical power. Wow, that's so insane. Okay, let's check again. So monster was damaged and lost 3 health and now has 7 health. And then the next turn is hero. Hero was damaged and lost 3 health and now has 7 health. The same. Monster was damaged almost. Wait. How all of this is 3? This has 3. Wow. I think I got a mistake here. I should have put the random generator inside of the loop. So yeah, it will generate a random number of wait, let's test if I don't put it inside of the loop. I guess it will be the same. See there, it will, all of them will be 2. But what I have to do is putting this inside of the loop like this. Wait a moment. Attack power. I think or we can just get rid of this. Wait, I don't want that. But we can put the attack power here. Attack power is called random. It generates a new number. After that, we want to generate a new number in here again. So this must be work. See, it will randomize there. Hero was okay. Monster was damaged and lost 4 health and now has 6 health. Hero was damaged and lost 8 health and now has 2 health. Monster was damaged and lost 1 health and now has 5 health from 6 health, and hero was damaged. Okay, just like that. So what if I get rid of this? I think both of hero and monster got the same attack power. See there, 2, 2, and 4, 4, and 9. Okay, understandable. This must be work. Okay, once the monster got the health reach 0 or less than 0, that means monster will lose and hero will win the game. Alright, but the question here, can I actually make this code much more efficient? It seems too many. Wait, I want to see how many line of code that in the review have. Okay, it's much more. Okay, it's shorter than mine. Okay, it's shorter than mine. What I have to do is I think what I have to do is how can I actually make the code is shorter than this? If monster held even though I already correct for the rules, but this code doesn't seem efficient. I mean, it can be compressed into shorter line of code. That's what I want to learn about the code efficiency. Maybe I will learn it in algorithm and data structure, how to efficient code much better. Let's see how this goes here. Hero health and then monster health. Can we actually get rid of this monster health? Okay, let's say the monster health. Let's say the monster health got 0 at this point, and then if the monster health is equal to 0 or is less than or equal to 0, then continue. No, it will not continue. We can actually make this as break, so it will end the loop, and then we can get rid of this. There you go. And then for the attack power, I can just get rid the attack power variable and just put the random next immediately here and here. But this, I think I do not prefer this over this one. I prefer to make a new variable of attack power and set it to random generator number, and then you can put attack power here. So there. Okay, while monster health is I think this one is work as well. Let's see the okay, heroines. Let's continue. Let's review the code, please. Okay, integer hero, and then monster health, and then random dice, new random. Okay, doesn't matter. I put it in the top one, and then it will do integer roll is equal to dice next, just like me. Okay, monster is subtracted by roll or just attack power, and then console.writeLine. Monster was damage and lost roll health and now has monster health. Similar like me. Okay, if monster is less than or equal to 0, it will continue. All right. and then do the stuff that I already did, like here, and then console.writeLine, hero was damage and lost health and now has hero health. Okay, but he used the do while, but while I'm using while first before do something, do some statement here. Okay, so in this code snippet is reverse it, but it doesn't matter because we want the output. But I think the process is important as well, which I mean the code efficiency, yes. While hero greater than 0 and monster greater than 0. Okay, like what I did before, I put hero health is greater than 0 and monster health is greater than 0. Right. Console.writeLine. Okay, this guy is using the console.writeLine, using the conditional operator, just like this. Hero. Okay, interesting. If while hero greater and wait, hero greater than monster, hero wins, or else the monster wins. So these 4 lines can be compressed into a single line. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about the conditional operator, which is much more efficient. So what I have to do is hero health, and then it's to check if hero health is greater than monster health, because it cannot be the same. It cannot, hero health cannot have the same value like monster health once one of them reaches 0. It makes sense, yeah. And then question mark, and then we're gonna output hero wins, and then colon monster wins, just like that. And then I'm going to get rid of this line of code, and then there we go. This one is much more better. All right, so heroines, yes. I think I'm going to save this on my note first. Okay, understandable. I got to the solution right there. I finished this challenge, and I think I can take a break for a moment right now. 10 minutes, okay? All right, break is over. I think we can head to the next unit. Another challenge here is activity to differentiate between do and while iteration statements. So the first here, I think this one is about some important information that we need to read before we going to do some projects here. Disclaimer, I haven't done this like code projects. There are a total of 3 here. Okay, let's just straight to do some projects here. Wow, 3 projects. It's a lot. It's a lot for just one day. I mean, I'm trying to be consistent, but this is pretty awesome. Compared to like probably tomorrow, I think tomorrow will estimated to be 1 hour 40 minutes. Wow, so it's like one, it's like almost twice longer rather than now for just an exercise. I mean, this is not an exercise, but it's going to be guided project, develop conditional branching and looping structure. That's for tomorrow. All right. Okay. Conditional and looping. So it's combined 2 of them. Okay, let's read this passage first. Examine difference between do and while statement iteration. As you have seen, C# support 4 types of iteration statements, 4 for each do, while, and while. Microsoft Language Reference Documentation describe this statement as follows. The first statement executes its body while specified Boolean expression the condition equals to true. The for each statement enumerates the elements of collection and execute its body and for each element of the collection base. Basically, this is connected with an array. But for each, yeah. But for statement, you can customize it. It doesn't have to be an array. It can be any kind of data type, except just null. Null is data type, but I think it's impossible to be connected with for statement. So other than null, like integer, string, and then char, boolean, and others like decimal, so on. After that, this is what we are going to learn today. Do, while, and while. We're going to do some challenge related to do, while, and while statements. So essentially the difference is do, while statement conditionally execute its body 1 or more times, and while statement conditionally execute its body 0 or more times. So this is the keyword. Do, while will execute at least 1 times, but while at least 0. So that's need to be highlighted. Okay. So the for and for this iteration seem to be clearly differentiated from each other and from the do, while, and while iteration. I think this one is, let's skip that one. Pretty straightforward. Okay, let's come to here. Manage user input during this challenge. Right. Okay. Probably I will delete this first, and then gonna read this. Whoops. When using a console that read line statement to obtain user input, it's common practice to use null label type string, designated string with the question mark here for the input variable, and then evaluate the value entered by the user. The following code sample uses a null label type string to capture user input. The iteration continues while the user supplied value is null. All right. Wait, how do you actually null and nullable? Nullable. Okay. All right. Oof. So a bit hot today. Okay, let me copy and paste this first, and then we cut. Okay, read result is declared by string. Also, this is question mark. Why there's a question mark here is because null label type string. I think if we want to see a null value here, we have to put the question mark right after the string, so that null will be allowed to be the value here, I think. But is it possible that console.readline, the user can input null data type? Is it possible that the user can input null value? So, okay, let's check this first. What should be the result here is enter a string. What if I don't enter a string? Like, just immediately press enter, then I got nothing. Okay, what if I enter probably some object like dice? Yes, it does that. Okay, the Boolean expression evaluated by the while statement can be used to ensure user input meets a specified requirement. So the specified requirement here, if the read result is equal to null, then it will repeat and repeat again continuously until the read result will not to be a null or other than null. So in order to get out from this loop, read result, the user have to input other than null in order to get out from this looping process. All right. So another detailed example here. Let's just copy paste there. What should be the result here is enter a string containing at least 3 characters. What if I don't want to? Like, okay, that should be 2 characters. Your input is invalid. Please try again. What about okay, let's just try okay with 3 characters. So okay, so the program is finished because I put at least 3 characters. So that means mine is correct. Okay, examine this a little bit. Okay, string, this is okay. For what it's valid entry. Okay. So another question here, enter a string containing at least 3 characters. So what the program want to do is read result is user want to input something there, and then there's a branching logic here. So read result other than null. So it's just the same, like put anything here, because it's impossible that user input null in the console.read line unless you are playing with like JSON or just file structure. But this is just a console.read line. That is impossible to user to put null. So read result. So it's just like I have to read this as user have to put any kind of number, any kind of alphabet other than null. What is null actually? Null is just not integer, not boolean, not string, not char. That's not null. So null, 0 is not null, and also empty space is not null also. So how do you define null? What is null? In C#. Null keyword is literal that represent a null reference. Null reference, okay, one that doesn't refer to any object. Null is the default value of reference type variables. Ordinary value types cannot be null, except for nullable value types. A little bit understand, but I've still got nothing. I have no clue about this. Why you put like this? Why don't you put immediately like this? Then this will be neater rather than previous one. I prefer this. Why you want to make it more complicated like this? Okay, that's it. And we got the comment right. This is correct. I mean, what is the purpose to put null here? What is the purpose? I don't have any clue for now, but probably in file structure, also JSON, I think a null will be much important there. But for just console.readline, it doesn't important. It's useless to put null there. Okay, let's read another one here. Okay, I think this is a class, and then dot try parser. Let's just see in here try parse. Where is it? I think this one. Integer 32. Yeah, probably this one. Integer 32, try parse method. Also, yeah, it's static void. That means I can put the integer right before the member access, just like math. Just like math class. Okay, I understand. Can be used to convert a string value to an integer string value. So it's convert string to integer. But how about like 11? 11 as string, can it be converted to integer? Of course not. What about 3? 3 but it's string, can it be converted to integer? I think yes. The method uses two parameter, a string that will be evaluated and the name of an integer variable. Okay, so the left side is string that will be evaluated. For example, 2 will be evaluated. 2 as a string will be evaluated, and the name of an integer is the right side. Variable that will be assigned a value. Wait. The name of integer. The method returns a boolean value. And then the method here, where is it? Or right here. Oh yes, this one. So okay, this is class member access, don't forget that. Also, this is the method that available inside of the class here. And then this one is the two parameters that you want to put But the first one, it should be string, yeah. As it said in the documentation here, string that will be evaluated. So, okay, let's say 3, or I just say 2, yeah, 2. Okay, and the name of an integer variable that will be assigned a value. And then the name of integer variable that will be assigned a value. Okay, so for example, this one is 2, then it will be converted to here, and then the numeric value will got 2. We'll got a value of 2. Okay, I think I got it. The method returns a boolean value. Also, this try parse will return a boolean value. So if the read result value is 11, because 11 is not, it's impossible to be converted to integer, then it will return false. I think that should be right. Otherwise, if we put like numbers but in string format like this, let's say 2, we put 2 but in string format, then it will be converted to integer 2 in the numeric value. Okay, I got it. If the string value assigned to read result represent a valid integer, wait. The read result represent a valid integer. What is valid integer actually? The value will be assigned to the integer variable name number. Oh, will be assigned here. The value from the read result, let's say 2 in the string format, like this, will be assigned to integer variable name numeric value. And true will be assigned to the boolean variable name valid number, because we know that this method will return whether it's false or true. Because read result has a valid integer like this, then it will return true. But if we, let's say 11, like I said before, if we assign read result as 11, that will be false, because read result, because 11 cannot be converted to integer. It's not valid integer. So, oh, this is the keyword. Represent a valid integer. This one is represent a valid integer. This one, it's not. It doesn't represent a valid integer. Okay, so I got it. If the value assigned to read result doesn't represent a valid, just like this, valid number will be assigned a value of false. If the value assigned to read result doesn't represent a valid, just like this, okay, valid number will be assigned a value of false. For example, if read result is equal to 7, the value 7 will be assigned to numeric value. Okay, I got it. So let's just go ahead to the code project here. Very exciting to do the first project. Write code that validates integer input. So the first of all, we're gonna get rid of all of this and write step by step about these rules. Okay, so what's I have to do right now? Write code that validates integer input. validate integer input. Oh, like if the user input, that will be invalid. But if the user input like numbers, any kind of numbers, that will be valid. Do you mean by that? Let's just read these rules first. Okay, the first one, your solution must include either do while or while iteration. So I'm gonna make a timer there. Let's take a timer of 15. Let's say 15 minutes starting from, wait. I'm gonna set it up in my phone as well so that I can check the time. Wait a moment. You see here, this is 15 minutes. I am going to do this challenge, the first code project. Okay, hopefully I can do that. Starting from now. Okay. You must include do while. Okay, let's say just do while. Usually I will just put the curly braces before the iteration block. Where is the iteration block? This one is just the iteration block. Okay, your solution might use. Okay, before iteration block, I have to put console.writeline. Okay, there you go. Statement to prompt the user between. Okay, I guess from the user for an integer value between 5 and 10. Or just let's say, please put value. Please put value between 5 and 10, just like that. Okay, second complete. Okay, the third one, inside the iteration block. Where's the inside iteration block? This one. It should be this. Okay, what next? Your solution must use a console.readline. Okay, I have to use the console.readline. There you go. To obtain input from the user. I cannot just put like this, so probably I have to assign, I have to declare this variable first to get the user input. So let's just say what is user input? Probably that string all right. So we're gonna put the user input variable here, and then oh yeah, semicolon. Okay, done. I'm done that. Your solution must ensure that in the input is valid representation of an integer. I think we have to use the integer try parse just like this. So what if I copy this? Or no? So probably I have to declare another variable one. It returns boolean, so that means I have to declare boolean and then valid integer, probably that valid value, valid integer. What is valid input? Yes, okay. Valid input. Okay, let's put here, and then you want to put, oh yeah, the method integer try parse, and then the user input out I don't know why he put out there like this, why there's out here, but let's just follow that. I think that's the format, but of course there should be the reason why there's out here, out keyword. So after I put the user input in the first argument, this is to evaluate the string, and then the second argument is to is the final result from the user input. Okay, user input out. I think I have to make another one, like integer integer. Bro, why this is a problem? Semicolon, don't forget that. Also do, I think, yeah, this is a mistake. I forget to put while as well, like this, and semicolon there. Or just let's say num, so it's easier. Number, okay, number. What about number? Oh yeah, I forgot to put the valid input value. The default should be false. And then, oh yeah, again. And while the valid input is still false, yeah, whether the number, oh wait, let me read this verse. If the integer value is not between 5 and 10, that means it's not 6, 7, 8, 9 because it's between 5 and 10. What is numbers that between 5 and 10? Yes, it's 6, 7, 8, 9. Your code must use a console.writeLine. So there's probably if here. If user input is not equal to, oh yeah, using null. Let me just use null, and then we can just make other here using if again to examine. So nested if, we want to check like probably twice. I think it doesn't, I don't need to put null, just immediately put there is fine. Okay, so user input, or just the number. Or probably just if valid input, if valid input is true, then we can continue to the next one, which is if number is less than or equal than 5, ampersand, double ampersand, number is greater or equal than 10, then what we're gonna do is number, if the integer value is not between yeah, that means this, right? Your code must console.writeLine. Okay, we have to do another console.writeLine statement to prompt the user of our integer value. Okay, so prompt the user for an integer value between 5, like please put something similar like this. Please put value between 5 and 10 again. Okay, probably like that. And then what next? Your solution must ensure that the integer value is between 5 and 10 before exiting the iteration. So let's say I put 2 here. So the user input is 2. And then what next? So it's going to check the valid input first. Okay, let's put 2 here. What I mean 2 is 2 like this. 2 with string format. 2 with string, or let's just say 11. Will it work or will it not work? Wait, let me read this first. Below, after the iteration code block, your solution must use a console.writeLine. Okay, below the iteration code block should be here, yeah? Must use a console statement to inform the user that their input value has been accepted. Oh, this one. So I can just enter in integer. Oh yeah, this one is more neat like this. Okay, sorry, you entered an invalid number. Please try again. What is this? Oh yeah, should be here. I think there are like 4 console.writeLine. Because as you can see here, there are 4 console.writeLine. Like if you put 2 but with string format, then this will be an output like this. Oh, it's not in here. It should be in here. This one is to check. Okay, let me just give the comment here. Checks. Check is it string or integer input. And then the bottom one here. Check is it its value between 5 and 10. But there you go. So basically we got 2 nested block, 2 if statement here. Okay, so if the valid input is already false, then we will skip this. Oh, it should be not in here, but should be here, I think. Else, what about here? There you go. Else. What is this, bro? Ah, forgot that. Your input value 7 has been accepted. User input. Oh yeah. Don't forget the dollar sign because we are gonna use the interpolation method. And then, oh, 1 minute more. Oh, okay. Sorry, you entered an invalid number. Please try again. Okay, you entered 2. Please enter a number. So it should be here. You entered 2. No. Just to copy. I have to just copy this. Paste here. Okay. There you go. Please enter a number between 5 and 10. What is this? Okay, let's see how is it work. Hopefully work. Okay, let's put 2. Sorry. Okay, let's put 2 like this. Your input value has been accepted. Okay, so time is up, but I still got wrong result here. It's wrong output. That's fine. Wait a moment, why this is wrong? Enter an integer value between 5 and 10. Okay, this seems right. And what about the bottom one? Sorry, you entered an invalid number. Please try again. So I just entered 2 value here, and then your input 2 has been accepted. So what's wrong here? Let me examine first. So basically, I put 2 here, user input. Okay. And then 2 try parse. Okay, this is the process to check it is string or is it integer. If is it detected as an integer, that will be true. If it's detected outside integer, that like string, like char, that means the return will be false. So we will cut the boolean expression, boolean value here, whether it's false or true. Like I put 2 here, so it must be true. Then it will check the numbers here. Something wrong here. If the number, why when I put 2 your input value has been accepted, this should be wrong. I'm in the valid input is already false. I think there's something wrong here. My valid input is let's say 2, and then if number is less than 5 and number is greater than 10, console.writeLine, you enter user input, please enter a number between 5 and 10. Wait, while valid input is equal to false, okay, while the valid input is still false, then it will loop Prove this. When the valid input is false, then we will gonna prove this looping again and repeat again until the valid input is true. So how can we make the valid input is true? How? Probably we'll wait. So the valid input is okay. So yeah, valid input is true here. Wait, let me examine first. A little bit. Since this is already true, valid input is true. Then we're gonna want to check this out. If number is less than 5 and number is greater than 10, you enter enter a number between 5 and 10. What about if I put it here, like valid input is equal to false, just like this, and then I put again the valid input here, should be true. So basically this is just to check this out. Input is valid. So okay, let's check again. Enter an integer value between 5 and 10. So let me say, okay, sorry, you enter. What about 2? So, okay, we got another problem here. This is another problem. Okay, I think this one will be loop forever and it will not work. So, okay, I have to make another terminal here. This is wrong. Or probably I can just make another one here, make a new variable like, wait a moment, user input, valid input. Where's my mistake actually? um let me test again. Oh yeah, what if I put if valid input is false, or just is true. If valid input is true, or we don't need that, or probably valid input is false. What about that? Let's say this is true. Then we want to check this first, and then we got console.writeLine. You entered the wrong one. Okay. And then valid input is set to false. Okay, then it goes back to up here, and then okay, I think this one is should be work. Wait a moment, I think there's something wrong here. But let's see. I want to okay, enter an integer value between 5 and 10. So let's just put 2, and then 2. Your input value has been accepted. So why is that? Why my value is still accepted? Even though I have put the value input is false. Wait. I mean my user input is 2, and then the number will become 2 here. 2 is less than 5. Then this statement will be executed because it's true. Then the valid input will become false. Then after that, okay, since false is equal to false, then we want to repeat it again. Why is that? Let's just say 3. Your input value has been accepted. Why is that, bro? I mean, valid input is already set to false. And then this is, I think I need to debug this first. Valid input. Okay. Let's see what happened there. Sorry, you entered in invalid number. Please try again. Oh, sorry. This one is not ampersand. This one is should be double pipe, so that's why I keep wrong. So yeah, the mistake that I did like almost an hour is because I put ampersand here. I put n logical operator. It should be double pipes. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Okay, let's say 2. Sorry. The under 2, please enter number. What about 3? Okay. What were 7? Your input value has been accepted. Okay, there you go. Okay. Oh, pretty interesting. Okay, once again, I want to check if number that greater than 10 is possible to be inputted. So I'm gonna put 2. After that, what about 11? Still cannot. What about 10? You understand? Okay, how about 9? 9 is accepted because 9 is the value that between 5 and 10. So that's it. Okay, I guess we can continue to the code project number 2. Let me save this verse in the note. Pretty much. Okay, here are the conditions that your second code. Okay, what is write code that validate string input? Write code that process the content of string array. Oh, array. Okay. All right. Previously, we just playing around with the validates integer input, but right now we're gonna be playing around with the validate string input. Okay. Here are the conditions that your second coding project must implement. Your solution must include either do while. Okay, I think we will just gonna do again. Okay. Before the iteration block, your code must use console.writeLine. Okay, it's pretty same like before, I think. What about the prompt? The user for one of 3 roles name, like enter your role name here. So okay. What after that? Inside the iteration block, your solution must use a console.readLine statement to obtain input from the user. Okay, I have to input the console.readLine here. Like this. Console.readLine statement to obtain input from the user. So I have to make another variable input user. Just like this. So string again, and then I don't know to put anything there. Your solution must ensure that that value enter match one of the 3 role option. All right. Okay, let's read another one here. Your solution should use the trim method on the input value to ignore leading and trailing space characters. Okay. Your solution should use the toLower method on the input value to ignore case if the value entered isn't a match For one of the rule option, your code must use a console.writeLine statement to prompt the user for a valid entry. I think we can use if or just switch case, switch input user, just like we did yesterday. I forgot, should I use the curly braces or no? Switch C-sharp. Oh yeah, I have to use curly braces. Case, that's like this. But I think I don't want to use that. Let's just use if statement to learn more about if complexity. So input user is equal to administrator Oh yeah, about trim and to lower. I think we can put it here like this. Trim. Wait. Okay, trim. And then to lower. Oh yeah, I forgot the timer. Sorry. I think approximately 12 minutes starting from now. Okay, let's see here. To lower, trim, console, read line. Wait, how do you actually put here? To lower. Okay, how can you actually to lower C-sharp in C-sharp? So it should be like S to upper and then or to lower. Okay, just like that, yeah. How about trim? Trim C-sharp. Last name, okay, trim. Oh, you have to do like this. Okay. So that's how you do. We can just put it here. And then I think this one here. How about that? Wait, this one seems wrong. Oops, sorry. Okay, I forgot while. And then the condition and semicolon there. This one, it should be, there you go, invalid expression term. While, let's just make the if else statement first. So input user here. Okay, before that I want to test out this verse. Is it work or is it doesn't work? Okay, let's test this out. Administrator. So yeah, it doesn't trim. Okay, let's make again. Administrator. Okay, it's stream actually. So yeah, it should be like this. Okay, let's just go back to here. And then it should be trimmed out like this. If input user is administrator like this, then it will have an output of something. Like we want to, the role name that you entered admin is not valid. Okay, using else if basically. Input user, and then the last one should be else. Should be else. Okay, we're gonna add the console.write line here to prompt user for a valid entry, just like this. This role name that you enter, admin is not valid. Enter your role name, administrator, manager, or user here. Okay. Forgot the double quotation mark. There you go. And then, oh yeah, this one should be input user. Input user. Should be like this. Okay, there are literally manager and user left. I haven't put there. So, and then the final one should be user here. Your input value admin has been accepted. I think I don't need to put three else if like this, three branches of code. I can just use a single if statement, but using the double pipes, which is the OR logical brother. And then wait, sorry. So it will be like this: administrator, manager, and user. And we can get rid out of this guy. And we got only compressed one. So yeah, this is much more efficient. And after that, your input value administrator has been accepted. Below, after iteration code, your solution must use a console. Okay. Oh, it should be okay. I think we don't need if else statement. Okay, 4 minutes, almost 4 minutes left. So I'm going to be fast about this. Console.write line. Okay, input user. Your input value administrator has been accepted. Forgot the double quotation mark, and this one. Oh yeah. Should be input user. I think in order to make a more readable code, I'm gonna to use this valid string, probably like just like that, or just valid input. Valid input, and I'm gonna assign it as empty space. So what about that is valid input. I think I don't need that. How about that? Okay, let's just make this okay. How about I put it in here? I think I can just do with the while loop, just like this. Yeah, this is much more efficient, I think. And then I want to put the negation right here. If there is this one is false, then we're gonna do again and again. I'm gonna get rid this input user. I think wait, I think I already correct because I have to input, the user have to input first before it checks. So yeah. For example, input user console.readline.to. Okay. It doesn't need this. Do input user. Okay. I think I will prefer in here. And then input user should be in here. It's a bit hard without using the if else statements. Okay, time is up again. Okay, that's fine. While input user administrator, the role name that you enter input user is not valid. Is equal to administrator input user manager input user user. Um. Okay, I will just go back to do and use if else statement. So I'm gonna get rid this and put it in here. After that, I'm going to make boolean value valid input to make sure to check is this valid or no, and then while valid input is false, then it will keep looping until the valid input is true. So how to define valid input is true is with valid input is should be false at the first place. Enter your role name, administrator, manager, or user. Why there are so many problems here? Okay, I forgot that actually. And then here. I think the valid input should be true. If I put this input user correctly, like input user is equal to administrator, then I'll be correct. Else, I will be incorrect. And it prints out this console.write line that says the role name that you enter, which is input user, is not valid. Enter your role name, administrator, manager. Oh. And then there are so many mistakes here. I'm not sure about it. It's already a semicolon. I think this one, yeah. That's it. And then what else? Interpolation, I forgot that. And then this one as well should be interpolation. What else? It's already semicolon there. What? Console.write line. Oh yeah, this one. Is escape character using the backslash and double quotation mark for that things, and then only assign when call increment and decrement. So this is wrong as well. Okay, so let's say I want to put administrator like this. Administrator, it will, but I put some space here, then it will go to this process which will trim and then to lower, and I got this as a result. After that, input user is equal administrator. Okay, it's true. If it's true, then valid input becomes true. And after that, we will skip this because we already true right here. And while valid input is false, but we are true, then we will break this loop and go immediately to here. So let's just go ahead and run this program. Administrator, your input value has been accepted. Okay, once again, let me input the same thing like in the code snippet here to test it out. The role name that you enter admin is not valid. Enter your role name, administrator. Okay, so administrator like this should be the correct one. But I want another one. let's say manager. Manager. Your input value manager has been accepted. Okay, even though we know that there are a lot of spaces here because we use the trim method, it will be fine. It will trim all the spaces here, and then there are 4 capital letter here. It will get lower cases by this method to lower, and then it will print out read line as we type manager, exactly the same. Okay, that's for the code project number 2. Pretty fun here. Okay, let's copy paste to this node in case I want to save it. Okay, probably later. Okay, I'm gonna delete this verse. Okay, this one should be the last one for today. Write code that process the contents of string array. Here are conditions that your third coding project must implement. Okay, so let's time this to 15 minutes starting from now. Okay, your solution must use the following string array to represent the input of your coding logic. Here we got the my string array and then new string. Okay, there's only 2. I like pizza, I like roast chicken, I like salad. And the second elements here, I like all 3 of the menu choices. Okay, understand. Your solution must declare an integer variable name, period location. Here, integer variable name. Okay. Integer variable. What is called? Okay, it's called integer period location, just like this. That can be used to hold the location of the period character. Used to hold the location of the period character within a string. Okay, I did that. That can be used to hold the location of the period character within a string. Okay, so like this, yeah. Your solution might include an outer for each. Okay, for each or for loop that can be used to process each string elements in the array. The string variable that you will process inside the loop should be named myString. All right. String. Let's say. What is it? MyString. Okay, MyString. Just like this. And then in my string with s, there you go. And then we want to wait a moment. Okay. Okay, I did that. My string in my strings with s in the outer loop. Your solution must use the index of method of the string class, get the location of the first period character in the myString variable. This is the outer loop. So this is the outer loop. So it will be here, index of method of the string class to get Okay, so basically how can I type index of? So I use the string before the member access, index of C#. So yeah, string index of method. Okay, I have to put a string there. To get the location of the first period character in the myString variable, the method call should be similar to myString index of. Alright. So myString index of, is it right? Also the argument is anything that you want to put. You want to know the location of period here, then it will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the period location, the first period location is on the 13th character. Okay. Something similar like that. If there's no period character in the string, a value of -1 will be returned. Okay. Your solution must include an inner do while or while loop that can be used to process the myString variable. Oh, I have to use something like while. Let's just use while. I think I'm gonna have to make. Oh yeah, this one, period location. There you go. To hold the location of the period character within a string. Is there any problem? Invalid expression of term here. Because I haven't put anything inside of the parentheses here. So we got the period location that will hold the period location inside of the myString. Alright. So, okay. Why I need while loop? First, to process my string. Let's just make a comment about that first. Process my string. Okay. In the inner loop, your solution must extract and display word to the console each sentence that is contained in each of the strings there. Display each sentence, or each sentence here that is contained. Wait, I want to make sure what is index of doing. So the output will be like this. I like pizza, I like roast chicken. Okay, I like. Okay, I think. Okay, I have another time here. I have another busy time after this. So probably I will finish I have to finish this video first. Let's continue tomorrow. Okay, let's just go immediately to the check knowledge first. And okay, so yeah, a developer needs to iterate through an array of items. The number of items in the array is unknown. Let's read this first. A developer needs to capture a list of items from the user. The user will enter the keyboard combination Ctrl plus Escape to exit, which is the best iteration statement for this purpose. The user will enter the keyboard combination Ctrl plus Escape to exit. The keyboard combination. So basically, I think the while, yeah. This is just pretty same like a question in the previous one. So user have to type first, have to input first before exit. If it's while first, then how the user can input Ctrl plus Escape unless you put the read line outside of the loop, then it's possible. So do while will be the best purpose. Okay, this one. A developer needs to iterate through an array of items. The number of items in the array is unknown. Okay, unknown. The code inside the iteration code block. Examine its item sequentially to select an item that matches specified criteria. The code inside the iteration inside of iteration code block. Examine its item sequentially to select an item that matches specified criteria. The index number of the selected array element is not important. The selected item. Wait. I have to think about this first. The index number of selected array. If we are talking about the algorithm, this will be like binary search. The selected item referenced multiple times within the code block. Which type of iteration statement is the best suited for this scenario? For each is possible, for it's possible as well, but I think for each is a little something a little bit tricky here. It's item sequentially, so it should be left to right that matches specified criteria. The index number of the selected array elements is not important. So since this one is the key, index number of the selected array elements is not important. Usually we want to use index number in the for statement, but since it's stated that it's not important, we can use for each for that. Because we don't use index in for each, we just use a sequence from the left to the right without any index number. So yeah, for each will be suited for this scenario. The selected item, probably this one, the selected item is referenced multiple times. What is this mean? Referenced multiple times within the code block. Hopefully I got the answer correct. Wait, let me review. Correct, it's possible to use any of these iteration types for the condition described, but the for each is best suited for this scenario. This for each is easy to implement when the number of array element is unknown. The for each is a good choice when the index number of the selected array element isn't important. The for each might run faster when the selected item used multiple times. I think I still have no clue what it means, but it's fine. Let's just continue to the summary. Okay, your goal was to use the do while and while statement to perform iteration. The do while and while statement are unique because the body of the code block determine whether the flow of execution should continue or stop. Using the do while statement, you executed to a block of code once before evaluating a boolean expression and potentially exiting the iteration. Using the while statement, you perform the evaluation of the boolean expression immediately and continue to evaluate it to exit the iteration. Okay, time is up. Okay, enough. You use the continue statement within the code block to step directly to the boolean expression. You develop a practical application that uses do while and continue statement to simulate a battle in a role-playing game. Real-world scenario involving the do while and while iteration statement involve working with streams or of data from files from the internet. Yeah, practical application that use do. Usually, in role-playing game, use do while and continue statement. Real-world scenarios involve do while and while iteration. Okay, we stream of data from files, internet, other scenario that you will continue to perform an iteration until a condition is met. With a do while and while iteration statement, it will be difficult to write and maintain iteration code that sets the exit condition within the iteration code block. The exit condition. What is the exit condition? Yeah, so this is just like the square of if statement. If statement just we use it one time, but while statement, while loop will be used like multiple times until the condition is met. So it's similar like if, but if is conditional statements, while loop is looping statements. So that's the difference we have done about this, but I will not take the trophy first here. I will not take the achievement here because I haven't done the code project number 3. So I will continue tomorrow or maybe later on. Okay, thank you for today. Since I have another busy time right after this, I will just finish this video and then we can continue to the next day, day 21. Okay, thank you for the day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.